if I am being 100% honest, if it wasn't for you, we probably would have had sex in the earlier days of our relationship.
Ooh.
So I went home very angry and frustrated. 30 minutes later, I hear a knock on the door.
You'll never let me live this moment down.
Knock on the door. Annabella was there. I think it was even raining as well. Just imagine,
It was late as well.
It was late. It was late. It was 10 p.m. It was raining. It was late. You were actually in the wrong.
Yeah.
But you couldn't accept that you were in the wrong and you were just skirting around, and I was really getting frustrated, so I left. Even now, 8 years later in our marriage, she still does the same thing.
Yeah.
She's still very defensive anytime you bring something to her.
Hey Deku fam!
Hey Deku fam!
Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back.
We're back with another video, and in this video, we're talking about how Gabes knew that I was the one. So excited for this video. I don't believe in the one, but I know I'm the one for you. So.
Yeah, I believe that as well. I don't actually believe that there's one person destined for another individual.
Yeah.
But I do believe that we all have a decision to make about the one that we're going to get in a relationship, the one that we're going to get married.
Yeah.
And we believe in making that choice wisely.
Yes.
Because that is a life or death choice. People are either happy or they're miserable. So choose wisely.
Yeah, let's do that. And because summer is approaching and we're about to be outside, well, the single people are about to be outside.
Yeah, where are you going?
I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here with my newborn child. But yeah, I think, you know, learning and understanding more about how Gabes knew I was the one may help you discern whether the person has the right characteristics that you're looking for so that you can choose wisely.
Let's get into this.
So let's get into the video.
Anna really wanted us to record this video because she wanted some words. She's always asking me questions like, Gab, tell me why you love me.
I can't wait to hear these points.
Why did you choose me?
I'm going to be rewatching this video so I can, you know, get the words that I need when Gabriel does.
Because they don't come freely.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. He wants me to earn this love.
Yeah.
Earn the words. Let's get into the video. So, what's the first way you knew that I was the one?
I knew you were the one for me because of how interesting you were, but I also saw that you were interested.
Ooh.
Like, you were really interesting in terms of the level of conversation that we're having. You talk a lot. On the surface, you do come across very self-centered.
Really?
Very talkative. But it makes you interesting because you actually do have a lot to say.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that aspect.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of self-awareness and you wasn't putting yourself in the sense that you were constantly asking me questions and wanted to know about me. I do remember the time when I was in the library. I needed to go to a lecture, it was at 6 p.m. So I said to Anna, hey, can you look after my laptop while I go to my lecture? I came back 7 p.m. and we were just talking. Next thing I heard that there was an announcement saying that the library was closing.
Yeah.
And I just realized how much I enjoyed your company, the conversations and everything. So yeah, I found you very interesting, but you were also very interested in me and asked me very good questions.
Yeah, I think that's such an important point. Like, the person being interested in you as a person. I was really interested in who Gabes was. Like, I really wanted to understand him. It was someone that intrigued me, and I wanted to know every intricate detail of who he was.
You asked a lot of questions.
Yeah, and that made you feel what? Loved?
No, it just made me feel a bit more comfortable. Like, it wasn't a one-way conversation. Because, yeah, I can ask questions. And sometimes extroverts, they can just keep talking. But they're not aware that they need to pause and actually ask a question to you. But it was a very two-way conversation. And I actually really enjoyed it. So,
And Gabe is someone that you need to draw blood from to get anything out of him. And sometimes I think a lot of people might give up on that.
If people don't ask me a question, I'm not just giving information
freely. He does
freely.
not give information out. You have to ask the specifics of the specifics of that question. And I think maybe for someone like you with your personality type, not a lot of people actually go there to truly understand who you are.
It's a bit of effort, but I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that because I got my man. I was the one person to actually take it there, and then I ended up securing the guy. So yeah, I think that's a really important.
This video is meant to be me explaining. I don't understand why you're talking so much.
Okay.
Another reason I knew you were the one for me was because you had the courage to say sorry. I remember a particular situation. I don't remember what we were beefing about, but all I know is I left feeling angry, frustrated, and I couldn't even look at you. I was like, I'm off.
This was before we started dating.
This is before we started dating.
Yeah.
In the very, very early stages.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going home. Peace. So I went home very angry and frustrated. 30 minutes later, I hear a knock on the door.
You'll never let me live this moment down.
Knock on the door. Annabella was there. I think it was even raining as well. Just imagine,
It was late as well.
It was late. It was late. It was 10 p.m. It was raining. It was late.
Yeah.
I hear a knock on the door, and it's Annabella. I'm like, what do you want?
No, you were happy.
No, I was like, what do you want?
Low key, your nostrils were flaring. You were like, what? This girl came all this way.
I was like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I just want to apologize. Because the situation was, you were actually in the wrong.
Yeah.
But you couldn't accept that you were in the wrong and you were just skirting around. And I was really getting frustrated, so I left. So Anna was like, look, I know that I was in the wrong. I'm really sorry. Would you like to go for a walk just to go and discuss the situation a bit more detail? I'm a bit more open to hear what you have to say. And I'm willing to accept the fact that I was wrong. I was like, humility, courage. This is nice. So we went on this walk, and again, it was just a nice conversation. Anna just being a bit more vulnerable with me.
Yeah.
Because even now, 8 years later in our marriage, she still does the same thing.
Yeah.
She's still very defensive anytime you bring something to her. But because of that situation, I know that Anna goes through a process of being defensive, and then her walls calm down. She then comes back, she repents, she says sorry, and then
repents. No, but I really felt like even from back then, even though it was early days, I needed to show this guy that I really liked him and that I was sorry for my mistakes.
Yeah.
And I just thought, how can I do that in the best possible way? Yes, I could have just given him a call or sent him a text, but I was like, let me just go to the guy's house and let's have the conversation.
And the thing I liked was it wasn't too long. It wasn't like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
30 minutes, you're banging at my door. You know when you're in a situation about to go home, have some ice cream because you're just annoyed?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I really appreciate you coming through.
So you knew I was the one because of that?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. This is one of the contributing factors.
Okay, you saw my character.
Yeah.
Lovely. I like that.
Another reason I knew you were the one was because of your conviction in Christ. If I am being 100% honest, I would say that if it wasn't for you, we probably would have had sex in the earlier days of our relationship.
Ooh, you're admitting it.
Yeah, honestly, because I believed in God, but you actually introduced me to Jesus.
Ooh.
I knew about like the moralities of certain things. So in my mind, you don't have sex with someone unless you're seriously interested in them. But you introduces me to Jesus, a new way of doing things. And yeah, waiting till marriage was not something I was actually even considering doing.
Yeah.
But because we went on a journey of discovering and reading together, praying together, like the extent of your conviction really challenged me to kind of be like, how can we believe in the same God? Kind of. But you see something different. It made me kind of lean in to want to know more. So yeah, I think that initial journey of like having those heated moments, me getting rejected, me not understanding, and then us walking through our Christian faith together, that was great. So because of your conviction in that initial stage,
that's amazing. That is so sweet.
No, yeah.
Oh, babe.
Yeah.
No, but I think that's a shout out to people who, have their belief and stick to your guns. Don't compromise on that. And if the guy is for you, they will get the revelation for themselves.
Yeah, definitely. Because once I got the revelation, then life got a lot easier.
Yeah.
And we're able to navigate it together. I was not trying to let you fall, you weren't trying to let me fall.
Yeah.
But initially, in the very, very early stages, I was like, I'm not
He
sure.
would have ripped my clothes off if I let him.
100%. 1,000. 10,000.
But we waited until marriage, and it was actually a
marriage,
mutual conviction by
Yeah.
the time we got together as a couple.
Yeah, definitely. So that was in the initial stage when we were getting to know each other. That's why it took so long for us to actually start dating. Because there was a lot of qualifying, a lot of aligning, a lot of just getting on the same page, on a lot of different things, especially in regards to our faith. I knew you were the one for me because you pushed me out of my comfort zone. I am someone who's a dreamer that aspires to achieve great things, but sometimes I do let my fear get the best of me and don't actually pursue the things I'm pushing forward. And I do remember like in the early days where I had all my grad schemes, I did my CV, I did my cover letters, I did my interview preps, but I failed to submit applications just because of my fear. And Anna was like, Gab, you need to go. Gab, you need to do this. Gab, you need to submit. And then she helped me prepare for my interviews, prepare for my presentation, etc.
Oh, you saw me adding value.
I saw you adding value, and I was like, it would be nice to have this one by my corner. So yeah.
So I was a helpmate, is what he was saying.
No, you're adding value. You're adding value. You're really pushing me, challenging me.
Yeah.
And it'll just be.
I'm helping you achieve your goals.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So yeah, within like 2 months of going through that process, I got myself a job, and I've been working solid for the last 10 years. There's been no gaps in my CV.
Yeah.
And every transition, every new job has been Anna's input of Gab. You're getting comfortable now. You need to go.
Yeah.
So that same person that was challenging me in the initial stage to get my first job is the same person that's challenged me through every transition. What's this, my 4th, 5th job?
Yeah.
In the last 10 years. So
the guys like that then?
They definitely like to be, you've got to be adding value to the point where if I'm going through the same process and you're not adding any value, so almost like, why are you here? What's the point?
Yeah.
That's my perspective anyway.
Yeah, I thought a lot of guys just don't want pressure.
Pressure?
Yeah, like don't want any like stress.
It's not
I
stress.
feel like I bring stress.
It's not stress. It's just a challenge.
Okay.
It's good just to be challenged through your thought process. It's good to be challenged because ultimately, me as an individual, I want the best outcome for myself. And if you're challenging me in order to push me to where I need to go, why wouldn't I want that? If the person doesn't want to be challenged, then therefore they don't want to grow, they don't want to seize the opportunity. We all need a sense of challenge to get better and progress. Another reason I knew you were the one for me was the fact that we had a shared vision for the future. This links probably back to the first point, but we spoke a lot about everything. Where do we want to live? How many kids do we want? What kind of jobs do we want to pursue? Like, how do we want our families to be integrated? We talked about a lot of things very early in our relationship and even our friendship. And the fact that we had a shared vision for what we want, how we saw our life to look like, got me excited. The more I spoke about the future, the more excited I became. And the reason I was excited is because I saw you in my future. So it's like, why not? Like, I feel like our paths were really aligning and I was very comfortable, excited. So it just made sense.
Yeah, and it's not even like the day-to-day details were good. Like, sometimes people feel like you have to be in exactly the same career or you have to be, I don't know, it was more the bigger picture, right?
Yeah, the
bigger picture. Like, the type of family that we wanted to have.
Yeah, it's the values that were aligned. Obviously, we're not going to work in the same job. We don't need to have the same interests. We don't have to work in the same job. But, one thing that we need to be in the same country. Are we, like, where do you want to live? Do you want to live in the US? Do you want to live in the UK? Like, there was a lot of things, or how many children that you want? Do you even want children? These are all the discussions that we're having. Family is a very big thing for us, like, and supporting our family members. How's your perception on that? And all that kind of stuff. Like, how do you want our children to be integrated with their grandparents? Like, there was a lot of discussions that we had very early on in the relationship that I was enjoying, but also excited because it's almost like you were the female version of me. You're also quite very different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
you're different to me, but we are aligned based on our values. But the way that we express ourselves is different. And we complement each other. There's a lot of
I'm just in the clouds, to be honest.
Why are you in the clouds?
Enjoying the affirmation that I'm getting right now.
So we're just good fun. Literally just getting to know each other and growing together and seeing our path align. Now we're 8 years deep in this relationship, in our marriage even, got 2 kids. I made a very good choice. So guys, that's it. That's the reason why I thought Anna was the one for me. And when it comes to the one, people are looking at all these external factors and, allowing God just to bring paths together and you just move forward happily ever after. Yes, that's true, but that takes ownership of yourself on what you can do to actually position yourself to be attracted to someone. And we also need to take time just to be able to understand what we actually desire from our spouse. And then when that person does come into the picture, you're able to have something to filter them through. I feel like with me, I didn't have anything written down per se in terms of what I wanted. So I went through a process of green flag, green flag, green flag, looking out for a red flag. When I was with my ex, there were a few green flags, but there was a lot of red flags and I just had to just jump ship. You just have to know what's right for you and then be honest with yourself. Don't allow yourself to just stay in a bad situation for the sake of being in a relationship, but allow yourself and be courageous enough to know when something's not good for you, step out of it, because you're only delaying yourself from being in a relationship that you need to be in.
Yeah, 100%. And thanks for those words, my love. It was so nice. I'm so glad I was the one for you.
That's it. I just feel a bit sick.
That's enough words for the year for
Yeah.
me, boy. But I'll take it. And yeah, hopefully this video was helpful, just understanding more about how Gabes came to his decision that I was the one. And hopefully in your conversations, you're thinking about what it takes for someone to be your one. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video where it's my turn. I'm ready to pour out those words, because he actually does like words, let's not lie. He like words.
Not to the extent that you do.
Okay.
It's just interesting to hear what you're thinking.
Okay, let's get into it. So guys, we'll see you in our next video.
Peace.
Bye!